Here's a story of how a man named Niconor risked his life for the beautiful doors of the Bais Hamikdash. You know, the first Bais Hamikdash was built by Shlomo HaMelech. It was built out of gold and silver, really beautiful. But then it was destroyed. The Yidden were sent into exile. But after 70 years, the Yidden were allowed to come back to Eretz Yisrael, and they began the building of the second Bais Hamikdash. There was a Yid, his name was Nikanor, and Nikanor wanted to do something beautiful to contribute to the construction of the second Bais Hamikdash. And he said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make these beautiful big doors for the Bais Hamikdash. On the eastern gate, when everybody comes in, they're going to see these beautiful doors. Niconor traveled to Alexandria, Egypt, and he went and found the greatest craftsman. He said, I need to make 2 big doors, 20 feet wide by 40 feet high. They said, wow, that's a really tall door. He said, yes, I need 2 of them. I want it to have beautiful, intricate design. They said, well, it's going to take us months and months. He said, well, you better get started. Finally, the day came and the doors were ready. They were beautiful. Every detail was perfect. Niconor was so happy. These doors were big. They needed to be transported to Yerushalayim. Niconor went and hired hundreds of men to carry these doors, and he hired a ship to take them the long journey from Egypt to Eretz Yisrael. The big day came, and they transported the doors onto the ship. Niconor was watching every detail. They finally got the doors on the ship, and they set sail. Shortly after they left the docks, the skies darkened. Great waves smashed on the side of the ship, and thunder and lightning cracked through the sky. Hashem wanted to test Niconor. Are you worthy to have your doors for the Bais Hamikdash? The captain of the ship said, we're gonna capsize. We're not gonna make it. This storm is too strong. We must lighten the load. These doors are too heavy for this storm. Throw a door into the water. Nikanor stood back in horror as they took one door and lifted it over the deck and threw it into the ocean. The door quickly sunk, and Nikanor was so sad. But the sea kept raging, and the storm got even stronger. The captain said, we're gonna die! Throw the second door in! The men lifted up the second door. They were holding it up over the deck, about to throw it in the sea. This time, Nikanor jumped up, and he said, if you throw this door in, you'll have to throw me in too! That moment, the Gemara says a miracle happened, and the sun came out, and the sea calmed like nothing before. It was a beautiful day, and the ship sailed peacefully. Nikanor was so happy he had one of the doors, but he was heartbroken that he had lost the other one. Just as they were pulling into the port, one of the sailors on top of the ship said, hey, look at that! What's that? Floating next to the ship. They all ran to the side of the ship, looked over, and what do you know? They saw the beautiful door that was thrown into the ocean was swimming alongside the ship. For days and days and days, it swam towards Yerushalayim alongside the ship. Nikanor was so happy. He said, quickly, go grab it. They jumped in the water, they pulled the door out, and together they brought both doors to the Bais Hamikdash, where they were installed on the Shar HaMizrach, the eastern gate. They fit perfectly, and oh, did they look beautiful. Over time, many items were replaced with more expensive materials. But you know, the doors of Nikanor, they were never replaced. They stood there proudly. They even named that gateway Shar HaNikanor, Nikanor's gates. Every time a Yid would walk through the eastern gates, they would see the beautiful doors shining like the sun. You know, we see from here that Hashem values what's in the heart of a person more than gold and silver. Niconor saw miracles because he was ready to risk his life for the doors of the Bais Hamikdash. Because of that, he merited having his doors sit for hundreds of years on the Bais Hamikdash and make it beautiful. Very soon, the great day will come where we'll all bring beautiful things and help build the third Bais Hamikdash.